Hey y'all, I'm back. Since Kingdom Legendary War had just ended, I decided to give my opinions on the show. First I'll give my thoughts on each group on the show, then I'll reveal my rankings for each round, and at the end I'll talk about the show as a whole. Timestamps will be in the description. Disclaimers will be shown on the screen because I know y'all won't bother sitting through a long ass intro, so let's get right into the video. Everyone and their mother knew that they were going to win, and I'm not complaining. They deserve it. 3 Ratcha did an amazing job at composing and rearranging the songs, and the dance line worked hard on the choreography, so I must give my full respects to that. For their performances, I don't really know how to describe them, but I would say their stages were unique. They incorporated their own style and I never knew what to expect. I especially did not expect them to perform BTOB's I'll Be Your Man because I knew they're better at dancing and rapping, but yet they challenged themselves to do vocally challenging song, and I appreciate that. I cried because the storyline was beautiful. Plus the group's praising Han for being good at everything is relatable as heck. If I had to choose a favorite performance, it would be God's Menu and Side Effects. No explanation needed. DX4 is a close second because of Lee Minho and the English Kings. I'm glad they won because I love all their performances. They showed off their talents and proved to the world that Stray Kids are good at everything. Damn, they were second overall and I was so happy I screamed. Of course I wanted them to win, but I'm not disappointed with their final ranking. I was so emotional when the show ended that I rewatched all the boys' performances from the intro stage in Road to Kingdom to the finale in Kingdom. Their performances are all incredible and I felt like a parent watching them grow. I felt sorry for them because they had a lot of pressure to do well since they won Road to Kingdom. I tried not to expect so much from them because I'm already grateful that us BTOBs get to watch the boys in both shows. But they exceeded my expectations and I love it. Their performances were consistently great. I don't think they were better than in Road to Kingdom, but they were equally amazing. They are always trying to show something new to us and I feel spoiled. They never failed to disappoint me, so seeing them disappointed pains me. My favorite performance is O Sole Mio. It was a beautiful work of art and the fact that they ranked last was disgraceful as fuck. All that aside, I am so happy that the boys are gaining more fans every day because of both RTK and Kingdom. I can't be any prouder than this. In my eyes, ATEEZ was the winner of Kingdom. They slayed all their performances and I was in awe. Their energy is crazy and their ideas seemed endless. I must praise Hongjung especially for being the best leader anyone can ask for. My favorite performance was Answer, and ranking last for that is also disgraceful. I cried. It was just so beautiful, especially since it was meant for ATEEZ. Although I wasn't a huge fan of their intro stage, everything else was worthy of first place. They never failed to disappoint me since I always knew they were amazing. I loved that they had a storyline behind all their performances and how they also linked to their other songs. They deserve to win and that's all I need to say. They were the only group I wasn't very familiar with before the show. I only knew Sungji existed and the groups is vocally strong. Initially I thought that they wouldn't do well on Kingdom because RTK was like 80% choreography, and also because I was already aware that other groups are strong in dance, so I wondered if they could even stand a chance to win. I'm sorry I was so wrong. They exceeded my expectations and I was shocked that they were able to impress me. As usual, their vocals never disappoints and their stages were creative and fun. A smile never left my face watching them. They impressed me with their own skills even without having much crazy choreographies like the other groups. It was hard choosing a favorite performance, but I will have to say Blue Moon. The storyline was fun and I was so happy watching it. Also, I'm officially in love with Min Hyuk. I am so sorry, but I already knew that they wouldn't do well since the day I heard they would be on Kingdom. I don't know why, but I just think that their hip-hop style isn't really quote-unquote Kingdom worthy. But they somehow managed to make it work and I'm proud of that. Even though I didn't enjoy their first few performances, I loved Classy Savage and their finale. Their stages were fun and I liked how they incorporated their unique style and sound into their performances. My favorite stage would have to be their finale because it was so fun. I was definitely not at ease because I was so excited and I couldn't stop smiling. They low-key featured the boys and SF9, so that made me really happy. And them to sing MNET is the greatest thing ever. I loved their appearance on the show because it was nice seeing the younger groups look up to iKON. They made me smile the most out of all the groups there and I'm so glad they were on the show. I might have gotten pregnant after watching Move because of him. I couldn't breathe for 5 minutes straight anyways. Ranking last overall is disgraceful as heck because they deserved any rank in the top half and not last. Their performances were amongst my favorites on the show. I loved their creativity the most and their stages were aesthetically pleasing to watch. I must give my full respects to the fact that SF9 already had a busy schedule and they still had to prepare for Kingdom on top of that. I loved most of their performances, but my favorite would have to be the finale. The song itself was already my favorite Kingdom finale song and the stage made it 1,000 times better. It was just so beautiful and I had to rewatch it many times. Okay, here are my rankings for each performance. It might sound very biased, but it was hard to rank. There is no need for me to explain, but if you have problems with it, fight me in the comments. You know what, I don't fucking care anymore. Everyone everywhere is complaining about MNET for every reason possible and I'm too used to this. I don't want to waste my energy getting angry at a pink company who doesn't know or care about my existence. The voting system was shit. MNET is shit. I am shit. So I gave up on the competition and only watched for the interactions and performances. I was like, fuck the rankings. Who cares what a bunch of strangers around the world think? If I think X performance deserved first, then they deserved first. I rewatched all RTK performances for no reason and I realized that I missed RTK so much. I remembered how much excitement I felt as I watched RTK. However, I didn't feel this way for Kingdom and I actually found myself forgetting to watch some episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but RTK seemed like an experiment to set the standard of how an incredible performance should look like, and also to build up excitement as to how Kingdom should be way better than RTK since it's meant for the more popular groups. Which is dumb because I definitely did not feel that way. RTK was more exciting. Maybe it's because it was my first time experiencing performances on that unique stage. Whereas in Kingdom I already knew what to expect. While the performances in Kingdom were great, there was little element of surprise. In RTK the performances were unexpected and everything felt new. I got to see growth after each performance. I remember hating the elimination system, but now that I think about it, the performances were way better because of the pressure of knowing they could be eliminated. In RTK, there were a wider variety of concepts. I never knew what to expect because each performance was entirely different from the previous ones. Whereas Kingdom was 80% either loud and intense or sticking to their style. I wanted the groups to experiment and do things I don't expect from that group. Whenever I watched a new performance, I enjoyed them, but at the back of my head I think, this is expected from them. There were exceptions of course, but I almost never had this thought on RTK. I don't care about props or extravagant stages. I just wanted something new and unexpected. That was what Kingdom lacked. Another thing is Kingdom feels useless. In Queendom and RTK, the groups wanted more recognition and the shows proved to be effective, whereas Kingdom felt like fan service. In my opinion, the only group that actually benefited from Kingdom was the Boyz. As for the rest, I only got to see good performances, interactions, and that was it. I just felt more emotions watching RTK and Kingdom was plain. All that aside, I loved seeing the groups interact with one another. It was cute seeing them support each other and I would have never thought that some people would get closer through the show. Sports Day was my favorite episode because I never laughed so much in my life. And Team It's One Forever. Okay, you have come to the end of this long ass video. Sorry if you're hurt. Anyway, I have nothing else to say, so bye.